Hello everyone, a warm greetings to all my lovely students. This is your English teacher Mrs. Janaki Biswas and I am once again back with your English classes. Students, today in this video I will teach you adverb. I have already taught you adverb, that is what is an adverb and formation of adverb in the previous video. So today in this video I will be teaching you kinds of an adverb. There are many kinds, but today we will be learning 3 kinds of adverb. So a small recap, students. What is an adverb? Adverb is a word which modifies a verb. That means it is a word which tells us something more about the verb. So it is a word which tells us something more about the verb. That means action. Verb refers to action. So how the action has been done. So, adverbs tells us something more about the verb, means how the action has been done. So, let us now have a look at the board. What are adverbs and what kind of adverbs we are going to study? So, students, have a look at the board now. We are going to study lesson 8, adverbs. So, as I told you, adverb are words that tell us something more about the verb. So adverbs, they modify verb. So adverbs modify verb. So now today in this video I will be explaining you kinds. So now let us see. Action. Action means verb. So today we will be learning about kinds and 3 kinds. And what are those 3? Now the first one is when. That is when an action happens. How? How an action happens. And where? Where an action happens. So these are all different kinds of adverbs. So the first one is when. That is when. At what time the action happens. How means in which manner the action happens. Slowly, quickly, beautifully, sweetly. And where means at which place the action happens. So now students, let us read one by one each kind in detail. Now students, you will study kinds of adverb in detail. And the first kind which you will be studying is adverb of manner. And which word represents it? The word how represents adverb of manner. Like Sita sings sweetly. Now if I ask you, how does Sita sing? Then you will tell, ma'am, sweetly. So how tells us the manner in which Sita sings. So now have a look at the board. So adverb, and what we are going to study? We are going to study about kinds. And the first kind which we are dealing today is how. How means how an action is done. And this is only what is called as adverb of manner. So how an action is done, how refers to adverb of manner. Now let's see the definition. They show us how actions happen. So they show us how actions happen. Or in other words, we can say that they tell us in what manner an action is done. They tell us in what manner an action is done. Now let us take an example here. She walks slowly. Now this is the action verb. Verb, walks. Now how does she walk? Your answer will be slowly. So this slowly is adverb. And which kind of adverb? Adverb of manner. I am repeating once again. She walks slowly. Now here students, verb, action word is walks. Now the question, if we ask a question with how. How does she walk? And the answer is slowly. So slowly, ly is there. It is adverb. Which kind of adverb? It is adverb of manner. Let's take another example. He ate hungrily. Again here, the action word, that is the verb, is ate. Now, if we use the word how does he eat? The answer will be hungrily. So, here again students, hungrily is adverb and it is adverb of manner. So, students, have a close look at the board once again. We are going to study about kinds. The first kind is how. That is how an action is done. This is only called as adverb of manner. The definition, they show us how actions happen. That is in what manner an action is done. Example, she walks slowly. Slowly is adverb of manner. Number 2, he ate hungrily. Hungrily is adverb of manner. The second kind is when. You should remember the diagram, that is when. And when refers to adverb of time. That is when an action is done. So it will tell us whether the action has been done yesterday or today or maybe tomorrow. Or maybe you are doing it repeatedly, that is every day, daily. So the second kind which you will be studying now is adverb of time. It tells us a particular time when the action is done. So have a look now. The second is when. And when refers to adverb of time. When says or refers at what time an action is done. So when means an action is done. When an action is done. And it refers to action of, that is, it refers to adverb of time. And now the definition, students. They show us when action happens. So adverb of time shows us when actions happen. Or we can say that at what time an action is done. So two ways we can express it. That is, they show us when action happens or at what time an action is done. Now let us take the examples. We played a match yesterday. Now here students, what is the action word? That is, what is the verb? The verb here is played. Now, when did we play a match? We played a match yesterday. So here students, yesterday is adverb and it is telling when, the time. So yesterday is adverb of time. Now see the second one. The sun is shining now. The action word, that is the verb, it's shining. Or we can take it as is shining also. Now if we ask the question, when is the sun shining? It is the sun is shining now. So students, here now is adverb and it is adverb of time. So in these two sentences, students, when we are asking a question with the word when did we play the match? Yesterday. So it is adverb of time. Here, when is the sun shining? Now. That means it is adverb of time. So again, have a close look at the board, students. The second kind which you will be studying or which you have studied just now is when. It tells us when an action is done. It is called as adverb of time. The definition, they show us when actions happen or at what time an action is done. Two examples to make it very clear. We played a match yesterday. We can ask the question, when did we play a match? It is yesterday. So yesterday, this word tells us something more about the action word. So it is adverb and adverb of time. The second one, the sun is shining now. Again, let us ask the question, when is the sun shining? The sun is shining now. So again, the word now is telling us something more about the word shining. So now is adverb of time. So students, now we will be learning the third kind of adverb. And the third kind of adverb is where. That means it is adverb of place, where an action is done. For example, if I say that the girl is playing outside. And again if we ask the question like where is the girl playing? Your answer will be outside. So outside is an adverb and it is telling us the place where the girl is playing. That is, it is telling us the place where the action is done. So it is called as adverb of place. Now have a look at the board, students. Now we are going to learn, students, the third and the last kind of adverb, and that is where. Where an action is done, and where refers to adverb of place. I am repeating once again. The third kind is where, that means where an action is done, and where refers to adverb of place. Now see the definition. They show us where action happens. They show us where action happens. Or we can say that they tell us at which place an action is done. So these two are almost the same. That is where an action happens or at which place the action is done. Now let us see the example. She walks outside. Now first of all, students, in the sentence we have to find the action word, that is the verb. So here in this sentence, students, the action word is walks. Now we will use where. Where does she walk? If you see this question and then I ask you, where does she walk? Your answer will be outside. So students, outside is adverb of place. It is telling us something more about the verb and it is adverb of place. Now let us see the next sentence. It is couple stood there. Again we have to find out the verb, that is the action word. And in this sentence again, students, the action word is stood. Now I have to ask question with the word where, that is with the WH word where. So where did couple stand? It is past tense. So where did couple stand? And your answer will be there. So there is an adverb and it is telling us something more about the verb, that is at which place. At which place this particular action is done. So in these two sentences, outside and there, these two are adverb of place. Now again I am explaining it, students, so that you can understand it more clearly. The third kind which you will be studying now, that is where an action is done. It is adverb of place. They show us where actions happen or at which place the action is done. The examples are she walks outside. Walks is verb. And again we have to ask the question now. Where does she walk? She walks outside. So here outside is adverb and it is telling the place. The second one, couple stood there. Verb is stood. If we use where did couple stand? It will be there. So in these two sentences, outside and there, they are adverb of place. So students, in this video, I taught you kinds of adverb and I taught you three kinds of adverb. That is adverb of manner, adverb of time and adverb of place. That is how, when and where. So hope the explanation is clear to you. And in the next video, students, I will be doing the textual exercises of this lesson, that is lesson 8, adverbs. So till then, students, goodbye and take care.